Ahlan wa sahlan everyone and welcome to a new lesson. Today we will talk about the Shadda. The Shadda is the sign you see on top of the Arabic letter and it looks like this. It's like a tiny W in English and it always comes on top of the Arabic letter. The Shadda comes with Fatha like this on top of the Arabic letter, or Dhamma like this on top of the Arabic letter, or Kasra like this, and also we put them on top of the Arabic letter. Notice that the Fatha comes on top of the Shadda, the Dhamma comes on top of the Shadda, the Kasra comes under the Shadda, but both of them will be written on top of the Arabic letter. Now, we know that we also consonants take sukoon, right? So for example, we have the ba with fatha will be ba, the ba with dhamma will be bu, the ba with kasra will be bi, the ba with sukoon will be b. We know that the fatha, dhamma, and kasra add extra sound to the sound of the consonant. So we say ba, bu, bi. But the sukoon doesn't add any sound, so it's only b. Now, the sukoon will never take shadda, meaning that we will never see a shadda on top of it, a sukoon with an Arabic consonant. This is not allowed, and we will find out now why this is not allowed. What is the shadda? The shadda actually the sign that tells us that the letter carries the shadda is double. And that's why we stress on it when we pronounce it. So, for example, if I ask you, how would you pronounce mim with fatha? You will say ma. What about ra with fatha? You will say ra. So together will be mara, ma-ra, mara. All right. What about if we add a shadda to the ra? Notice what is the pronunciation will be marra. One more time. Mara, marra. Mara, marra. This one actually is double ra. The ra is two. So the first one is with sukoon. The second one is with fatha. We mix them together with a ra. So this is how we pronounce it. This marra will be pronounced actually mar and ra. Mar and ra. This is what the shadda is showing us, that the letter or the consonant is double. The first one will be pronounced with sukoon. The second one will be pronounced with fatha, dhamma, or kasra. Another example, if we say the letter mu, mim with dhamma, mu, then dal with fatha da, mu da, ra with sukoon, ra with kasra, and sin. So that is mudarris. One more time. Mudarris. Mudarris. Which means a school teacher. Now, this is with sukoon. This is with kasra. Can I mix them with shadda? Of course. This is how we pronounce it. But the writing should be mu, da, ra with shadda and kasra under it, then the sin. Mudarris. Mudarris. One more example. Sin with fatha, sa. Ya with sukoon, say. Ya with long a, ya. Ra with ta marbuta, ra. Together will be say. Yara, sayyara. One more time. Sayyara, sayyara, Sayyara means a car. Actually, this is how we pronounce it. But how do we write it? It should be like this. See sin with fatha. The ya will take a shadda and it's followed by a long a. So we don't need to put anything in the shadda because it's a long a. Ya. Then ra with ta marbuta. Sayyara. This is how we pronounce it. This is how we say it. We write it. This is how we pronounce it. This is how we write it. This is what the shadda is all about. It always tells us that the consonant that the shadda comes with is double, but the condition is, and we need to remember this condition. The condition is that the first one of those two consonants will be with sukoon. The second one will be with fatha, damma, or kasra. So let's take, for example, this word. If I tell you, I have the word ma, mim with fatha ma, and mim with sukoon, mam. Then noon with long oo, no, and a, mamnu'a. Mamnu'a in Arabic means forbidden. Mamnu'a means forbidden. Okay, here we go. We have a mim with fatha and a mim with sukoon. Can I mix them with shadda? The answer is no. Why? Because actually the shadda should be the first letter with sukoon, the second letter with fatha, damma, or kasra. So this case we cannot. It will keep it the way it is. Only when the same letter comes with sukoon, then follow itself with fatha, damma, or kasra, will be mixed with shadda and will be pronounced with double consonant. Mudarris, sayyara, marra. Okay? So we will be learning later more about the shadda and the role that the shadda plays in Arabic grammar. But to give you just a flavor of how, or a beautiful example of how the shadda change verbs in Arabic, let's look at a basic verb like darasa. Darasa. This verb is a basic verb. It's level 1 verb. Da-ra-sa, which means to study, or he studied. Notice that when we add a shadda to the middle letter of the verb, it will change the meaning from darasa, to study, to darrasa, to teach, or he taught. One more time. Darasa, he studied, or to study. Darrasa means he taught. One more example, we'll end with it. Ka-ta-ba. Very simple verb, level 1, which means he wrote, or to write. Now, notice when we add the shadda on the middle of the letter, it will be kataba. Kataba is level 1. Kattaba is level 2, which means he made him write, or he dictated. So kataba is to write, or he wrote. Kattaba, he dictated, or he made someone write. This is the role of the shadda. This is the pronunciation. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.